In recent weeks, the name of Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, has once again reverberated through global headlines, casting an uncomfortable glare on her past and present circumstances. A confluence of newly unearthed legal documents, intensified scrutiny of her financial history, and emerging details about her current residential situation has thrust the former royal into an unwelcome spotlight, resurrecting questions that have shadowed her for decades. At the heart of this renewed attention are startling revelations, including allegations that Ferguson, while simultaneously pursuing lucrative commercial ventures, implored disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein for sums ranging from $15,000 to $100,000 to cover what she reportedly described as small bills. These financial pleas occurred against a backdrop of a lifestyle characterized by extraordinary outlays, famously including claims that she once spent an astonishing $4 million on mere coat hangers and vegetables. This complex narrative unfolds as the Duchess is reportedly no longer settled at Royal Lodge, instead navigating a peripatetic existence between the French Alps and the Middle East, all while privately confiding to associates her urgent need to get back to work and secure funds. For those who have meticulously observed the Duchess of York's journey over the past 4 decades, these latest revelations do not exist in isolation. As noted by seasoned commentators like Alan Howe in the Australian newspaper, early warning signs regarding Sarah Ferguson's financial disposition and behavioral patterns emerged remarkably soon after her entry into the royal family in 1996. This current chapter, therefore, is not a sudden aberration but rather a continuation of a protracted saga that spans the entirety of her adult life from the initial effervescence of her royal marriage, through a tumultuous divorce, periods of significant debt, numerous attempts at personal and professional reinvention, and now, yet another high-stakes endeavor at a public comeback. When Sarah Ferguson exchanged vows with Prince Andrew in July 1996 at the iconic Westminster Abbey, she was welcomed into the House of Windsor with an outpouring of public affection and goodwill. Her vivacious personality, perceived approachably, and refreshing candor were widely celebrated as a much-needed revitalization for an institution often seen as staid. However, beneath the surface of public adulation, whispers about her financial habits began to circulate within royal circles even in those nascent years. While royal life undeniably bestows immense privilege, it is also governed by an intricate framework of protocols, expectations, and rigorous financial oversight. Spending is typically monitored with precision, and accounts are managed within a structured system designed to maintain both discretion and solvency. According to Anne Rollone's meticulously researched 2025 biography, entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York, this established system frequently proved incompatible with Sarah's inclinations. Rolone, whose 4 years of investigative work underpin the book, paints a vivid picture of a lifestyle he characterizes as opulent excess. He alleges that during her marriage, Ferguson indulged in lavish expenditures on staff, exotic holidays, extravagant parties, elaborate floral arrangements, and a plethora of personal services, often without robust planning for how the ensuing bills would be settled. One particularly striking example cited is the alleged $65,000 purportedly spent on retaining a personal trainer on permanent standby, despite claims that the Duchess availed herself of their services on only 2 occasions within a single year. Further claims include a staggering $51,000 bill accrued at the luxury department store Selfridges, facilitated through a personal shopper who happened to be her childhood friend, Pandora Deal Evans Gne. The same biography also asserts that she once spent $14,000 in a solitary month at a distinguished London wine merchant. It is crucial to underscore that these specific financial details primarily emanate from biographical accounts and interviews with former members of her household staff. Sarah Ferguson herself has not publicly addressed every single figure or allegation. Nevertheless, a consistent and overarching depiction emerges across multiple published works and journalistic reports, one of persistently high expenditure, impulsive decision-making, and an inexorable accumulation of unpaid bills. Former staff members, whose testimonies are woven into various accounts, describe elaborate, nightly dinners laid out at Sunninghill Park, the couple's sprawling Berkshire estate. One former employee recounted that an entire side of beef, a leg of lamb, and a whole chicken would be conspicuously displayed on the dining table, reminiscent of a medieval banquet. Even on evenings when only Sarah and her young daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, were in residence. This same source alleged that a significant portion of the food would invariably go to waste, discarded the following day. Beyond the dining table, there were also remarkably fastidious household expectations. In Sarah's story The Duchess Who Defied the Royal House of Windsor by Chris Hutchins and Peter Thompson, it is detailed that staff were mandated to meticulously iron her knickers, breast, and tights, should laundry not emanate a sufficiently potent aroma of her preferred fabric conditioner. It was reportedly sent back for a repeat washing cycle. Each evening, two precisely temperature-controlled hot water bottles were to be positioned on either side of her bed. Freshly squeezed orange juice had to be prepared at the exact moment she took her seat for breakfast. If it had been prepared even moments earlier, she would allegedly refuse to consume it. While these seemingly trivial details might appear minor, they collectively illuminate the extensive scale of staff involvement and the corresponding financial outlay required to maintain such a demanding household. Personal trainers, hairdressers, and Pilates instructors were reportedly compensated hundreds of pounds per hour, often left waiting for the Duchess to emerge late in the afternoon. There are even claims that her butler would commence his duties at 4:30 a.m. specifically to place watercress on ice for her breakfast. Her travel habits further compounded these extravagant expenditures. According to sources cited in Lone Eye's biographical work, the Duchess frequently missed non-refundable flights, resulting in the forfeiture of thousands of pounds. She would purportedly arrive at airports with an astonishing retinue of up to 25 suitcases. One source claimed that a minimum of 5 cases were dedicated solely to toiletries and makeup, while another entire suitcase was reserved exclusively for clothes hangers. The resulting excess baggage fees reportedly ranged between $800 and $4,000 per single trip. These pervasive and costly habits are precisely what underpin the aforementioned reports, suggesting that she blew an astonishing $4 million on items as seemingly innocuous as coat hangers and vegetables alone. As the 1990s progressed, the mounting financial strain became increasingly difficult to conceal or manage. By 1996, the very year her divorce from Prince Andrew was finalized, reports surfaced detailing a demand from Coutts Bank for a substantial $500,000 to be paid within a mere 14 days. It has been widely recounted that the late Queen Elizabeth II, on several occasions, intervened to assist her former daughter-in-law during moments of acute financial distress. Beyond high finance, there were also more intimate, local creditors' stories emerged of a newsagent refusing her service after a $500 bill went unpaid, and that a local butcher, dry cleaner, and car hire firm were among those awaiting payment. Even a BP petrol card was allegedly confiscated due to accumulated arrears. Following her divorce, Sarah's relationship with money did not miraculously stabilize. No longer a working royal, she gained the freedom to pursue commercial opportunities to independently finance her lifestyle, a path she enthusiastically embraced. She secured lucrative endorsement deals, prominently appearing in Weight Watchers advertisements and selling a range of products on the television shopping channel QVC. She authored a series of popular children's books, notably the Budgie the Little Helicopter series, and later ventured into romantic novels. Her television appearances included stints on programs such as Loose Women. In a revealing 1996 interview with The Times, she directly addressed her divorce and the imperative to work. "We got divorced because I had to go out to work. And Andrew and I believed that it wasn't right for me to be commercial while I was still in the royal family," she stated, adding, "When people say you can't afford to do that, who are you? It's my money. I'll do as I want." This assertion of independence, even defiance, has consistently been a hallmark of her public persona. However, this very independence also exposed her to significant financial risks and vulnerabilities, which ultimately brings us to the controversial figure of Jeffrey Epstein. Sarah Ferguson has previously acknowledged borrowing $15,000 from Epstein, expressing regret over her association with him. Yet, newly surfaced emails, extensively reported in the press, indicate that she may have solicited additional, more substantial sums. One reported request allegedly sought $50, while another purportedly asked for $100 to assist with what she vaguely termed small bills. A particularly stark message from 2009, following the collapse of a business venture, reportedly read, "I urgently need $20 for rent today. The landlord has threatened to go to the newspapers if I don't pay." Any brainwaves? The reported wording of this message conveys a profound sense of desperation. Investigative reports estimate that Epstein may have provided as much as $2 million to Ferguson over an approximate 15-year period, though the precise total remains unconfirmed and undocumented in public records. These figures are primarily derived from journalistic investigations and document releases. What has attracted particular scrutiny is the stark juxtaposition between these alleged pleas for financial assistance and her simultaneous, ambitious pursuits of high-value commercial deals. This pattern suggests a recurring attraction to individuals not solely for their accomplishments, but also for the financial security they might offer. A dynamic that seemingly did not preclude her from approaching Epstein even after his initial conviction for soliciting prostitution from a minor. Indeed, in 2009, the same year as the reported urgent rent request, Ferguson was actively pursuing a potentially transformative endorsement deal with the luxury cruise line Cunard Line. The proposal reportedly entailed her receiving $250 cruise 4 times a year, which would have amounted to a substantial $1 million annually. The deal, however, ultimately did not materialize. This episode vividly illustrates the enduring tension between persistent financial strain and deeply ingrained, ambitious lifestyle expectations, a dichotomy that has consistently defined her public narrative for decades. Now in 2025, the overarching context has shifted considerably, yet the underlying themes feel strikingly familiar. Reports suggest that both Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew are no longer comfortably residing at Royal Lodge. While the exact intricacies of their current living arrangements have not been fully confirmed publicly, it has been widely reported that they have been required to vacate or significantly downsize their residence. Sarah has reportedly spent time in the French Alps and, more recently, in the United Arab Emirates. Concurrently, her daughter, Princess Eugenie, was photographed in Qatar attending an art fair in her capacity with the art gallery Hauserwerth, fueling speculation that Sarah may seek to remain geographically proximate to her daughters, particularly if contemplating a more permanent return to the Windsor area. Financially, her reported net worth is estimated to be around $745 million. In Windsor, where property prices are notoriously exorbitant, such an amount would not afford the type of opulent residence she has been accustomed to for much of her adult life. According to sources quoted in the press, she has communicated to friends her pressing need to get back to work and secure additional funds. There are also claims that she has been actively scouting for a new public relations team, ostensibly hoping to better manage her income streams and potentially pursue fresh media or publishing opportunities. This time reportedly without the direct involvement of Prince Andrew. However, the media and public environment she now confronts is markedly different from the late 1990s or early 2000s. The renewed and intense attention on Jeffrey Epstein, the heightened scrutiny over her past financial conduct, and the reported cooling of certain charitable and commercial relationships collectively present formidable additional challenges. At least one of her children's books has reportedly been withdrawn amidst controversy, and some charities are said to have discreetly distanced themselves. As Dr. Lieberman, a prominent commentator, has observed, the latest release of Epstein-related documents has cast both the former Duchess of York and her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, in a particularly unflattering light, portraying them as grubby and selfish, and implying a potential awareness of Epstein's abhorrent activities. In a rare and significant departure from long-standing royal protocol regarding family matters, King Charles II has reportedly issued a statement condemning his brother, even taking the drastic measure of ejecting him from Royal Lodge. For long-time royal observers, particularly those who vividly recall the relentless tabloid storms and public embarrassments of the early 1990s, this current chapter feels like a resonant echo. The familiar elements are all present: the patterns of extravagant spending, the accumulation of debt, the public humiliation, and the subsequent efforts to rebuild. Yet, there is also an intangible factor that cannot be overlooked: Sarah Ferguson's undeniable resilience. She has demonstrated an extraordinary capacity to rebound from adversity before. Following the infamous O-sucking scandal in 1992, after her high-profile divorce in 1996, and in the wake of numerous financial crises, she has consistently managed to discover and cultivate new public platforms. She has fostered a loyal following in certain circles, particularly within the United States. She has maintained an exceptionally close relationship with her daughters, and she has continued to appear publicly, often speaking eloquently about themes of forgiveness, positivity, and personal growth. The critical question now is whether this established pattern of resilience and reinvention can repeat itself in precisely the same manner. She is older. The global media landscape is undeniably harsher and more unforgiving, and public tolerance for any perceived association with serious criminality is significantly lower. The precise details of her current financial situation remain largely private, and the full extent of past loans and repayments is not comprehensively documented in public records. What remains undeniable, however, is that the endearing image of extravagant dinners, a mountain of 25 suitcases, a trail of unpaid bills, and desperate, urgent emails for rent money has once again resurfaced at a pivotal moment when she is reportedly searching for financial stability and personal security anew. The fundamental question persists: can Sarah Ferguson successfully mount yet another comeback and independently secure her financial future? Or will the accumulating weight of past decisions and associations finally render such an endeavor impossible this time around?